Hello students, today's topic is types of transpiration. There are three types of transpiration: cuticular transpiration, lenticular transpiration and stomatal transpiration. We'll start with cuticular transpiration. Cuticle is a waxy layer secreted by epidermis. It is present on the stem as well as on the leaf surface. It is that layer which helps in the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Around 3 to 10% of the transpiration occurs through cuticle. So, cuticular transpiration accounts to around 3 to 10%, and it is a loss of water in the form of water vapor through the cuticle which is present on the stem as well as leaf. Now we move on to lenticular transpiration. Lenticles are small openings which are present on the shoot surface as well as shoot surface of the trees of the shoots. Lenticles are small openings which are present on the shoot surface of the woody trees. They are present on the shoot surface of the woody trees, and they help in the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Approximately 1 to 5% of the transpiration occurs by lenticles, which is a very small amount. Now we move on to stomatal transpiration. Approximately 80 to 90% of the transpiration occurs through stomata. Stomata are minute pores which are present on the epidermis of the shoot as well as the leaves. These are present on both the surfaces of the leaf, on the upper surface as well as the lower surface. The opening and closing of stomata are being controlled by the guard cells. We'll see the structure of stomata and how the movement of water takes place through the stomata. So this is the entire diagram being shown over here, in which we'll be studying the complete movement of water taking place through the stomata. So cuticle is the cross section of the dicot leaf being shown over here, in which the outer cuticle waxy covering cuticle is there, which is avoiding the process of transpiration. Means if more of the cuticle will be very thick, then very less of the transpiration will be occurring. It is a protective layer, but it also helps in the process of transpiration. If the cuticle is thick, so less transpiration is occurring. Now next is epidermis. Epidermis is also providing the protection. Then comes the palisade cells. Palisade cells are compactly packed cells, as you can see, and they help in the process of photosynthesis. Next, in the center, we can see vascular bundle is present, and this vascular bundle consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem for the for the transport of the water and minerals, as well as the phloem tissue for the transport of food material. Next comes spongy parenchyma. So these spongy parenchyma cells, as you can see, are having many intercellular spaces in between them. These intercellular spaces helps in gaseous exchange. You can see that stomatal opening, stoma is also present on the lower epidermis. On the lower epidermis, stomata is present, and the opening stoma helps in the exchange of gases as well as the transport of water, as well as the movement of water out through the leaves by the process of transpiration. Let us again revise the function of each of the part. So waxy cuticle prevents the water loss from the leaf. If the cuticle is thick, then the transpiration will be very less. Upper epidermis is transparent and it allows the light to travel to the cells within the leaf. Palisade cells are tightly packed cells, and this is the main region for photosynthesis. And the cells are packed with chloroplast, while in spongy mesophyll cells, the cells are loosely packed and the spaces are present in between, which helps in gaseous exchange. Vascular bundle consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem tissue is responsible for transport of water and mineral, while phloem is responsible for transport of food. Lower epidermis acts as a protective layer, while stomata helps in the process of transpiration, loss of water in the form of water vapor, as well as it also helps in gaseous exchange in the leaf. Stomata consist of guard cells which are responsible for opening and closing of stomata. Now we will study the mechanism of stomatal transpiration. So in first diagram, again the section of dicot leaf has been shown, through which they are showing the movement of water. Be very careful with the arrows shown over here. So in the center they are having the vascular bundle containing the xylem vessel, and we can see that these arrows are showing that the water movement. The xylem vessel are transporting the water to the palisade cells, and from the palisade cells, if you can see, the water movement is going towards this arrow is going towards spongy parenchyma. So from the palisade cells, water is moving towards the spongy parenchyma, and from the spongy parenchyma it is being transferred to the substomatal region, where it gets accumulated. Water gets accumulated in the substomatal space through various intercellular spaces by process of diffusion, by the process of the movement from higher concentration to the lower concentration, and then the water moves out in the form of water vapor through the stoma region present in the stomata on the lower epidermis. And this movement occurs again by the process of osmosis, as the water concentration here is high and in the surrounding it is low, so it moves from higher concentration to the lower concentration. The movement of water takes place from higher water concentration to the lower water concentration by the process of osmosis. In the second diagram also they have shown the movement of water through the cells of a leaf. So xylem vessels are transporting the water to the palisade cells and then the spongy parenchyma cells, and from there it is getting accumulated over the region, and from there it is moving out. The movement of water is out from higher concentration to the lower concentration in the surrounding, leading to the process of transpiration, and it occurs by osmosis. Now we'll study how the stomata regulates the transpiration. During the daytime, the process of photosynthesis occurs, and during photosynthesis food is being prepared, and this diagram shown over here is of the stomata containing the guard cells, and within the guard cell vacuole and cell wall is present. In the center is the stoma region present over here. So this is the stoma region. Okay. Now, when the process of photosynthesis occurs, then the cell sap concentration will be high in the guard cells, And according to the process of osmosis, the movement of water is from low solute concentration to the high solute concentration. So the water movement takes place from the surrounding cells to the guard cells, and the guard cells become turgid and leads to the opening of the stomata, and the stoma region will be visible now. Through this stoma region, the exchange of gases may occur and the process of transpiration can occur, and the loss of water in the form of water vapor can occur. But during the night time, or when the availability of water is reduced, these guard cells become very flaccid, and this leads to closing up of the stoma region, which is avoiding the exchange of gases as well as the removal of water in the form of water vapor. So when the cells are turgid, then the transpiration can occur as the stoma is open, but when the cells are flaccid, stoma will be closed and no transpiration can occur. There is an activity to show that more of the transpiration occurs from lower surface of the leaf as compared to the upper surface of the leaf. So for this, they have taken the two dicot leaves and they have attached it in such a way. They have taken the paper clip, glass slide, and cobalt chloride paper. So two dicot leaves they have taken. One we'll mark it as A and another we'll mark it as B. And this plant is in the presence is kept in the sunlight. It is in the presence of sunlight. Now we will attach the cobalt chloride paper with the help of a slide and the paper clip to the leaf, to the upper surface of the leaf in setup A, while in lower surface of the leaf in setup B, and leave it for some period of time. After some period of time, we'll observe, with the observation we will find that the lower surface of the leaf, the cobalt chloride paper which was attached on the lower surface of the leaf, has changed the color from blue to pink, while the cobalt chloride paper on the upper surface of the leaf has taken a lot of time to change the color. Although the color in setup A has also been changed, but it takes more of the time as compared to setup B. So this change in color, as we all know that the cobalt chloride paper changes color only in the presence of moisture. So this moisture has come because of the loss of water in the form of water vapor. So this loss of water in the form of water vapor, that means transpiration has occurred, and transpiration occurs more from the stomata, and as more of the stomata are present on the lower surface of the leaf, the transpiration will be very high, will take place very fastly, and will change the color of cobalt chloride paper in setup B as compared to setup A. So this shows that transpiration occurs more on the lower surface of the leaf as compared to upper surface of leaf, due to more of the stomata on the lower surface as compared to upper surface. Thank you.